Welcome back to The Last of Us Remastered. So let's continue and see where we can...
Go ahead.
Alright, go ahead.
Yeah, that recent Last of Us 2 trailer was something.
It's weird.
And now this video is immediately dated, thanks to Ibs.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anyway, yeah, Last of Us 2 looks pretty interesting because they're apparently not going to have just Joel and Ellie. We're going to have new characters, so that's pretty interesting. We'll see where this goes.
However, I know it's a trailer and all, but violence without context is just pointless.
Yeah, I think I see where people are coming from. It's like, well, violence is fine when there's context behind it, but just showing random people doing incredibly graphic stuff.
I'm pretty sure in the natural game it will be context. I mean, people should already assume that, if you ask me, honestly.
I'm sure that'll be the case. It's just like, well, it's not the best idea to show a trailer like that either.
I think people are misinterpreting the trailer.
That are like that.
I think people are misinterpreting the trailer. I think it's mostly, I think the message that the trailer is supposed to give is that...
I'm away from the door.
I think remember, Joe, Neil Druckmann told us that while this game is about love, the sequel is going to be about hate. So they wanted to really put across that message that this game's going to be even darker and is going to be a lot more filled with like I don't want to say disturbing because that word brings implications, but you know what I mean, right?
It is kind of disturbing, but I'm not saying that I'm not saying that invalidates it. I guess I can just see, though, how showing off a trailer like that may put people off a bit, especially with the lack of Joel and Ellie. Like, well, yeah. I mean,
the only way you could have made a worse trailer is if you had Joel and Ellie getting shot in the head during the
worst trailer. I thought the trailer was fine, honestly.
Basically, if it were me, if I wanted to include all the violence, I would make sure that, at least we include Joe and Ellie so that we know, so that we have some inkling of where they all play a part in this, as opposed to showing people we don't know and just doing random acts of violence, or, give some context to the violence, because, again...
You actually just reminded me of another problem I had with the trailer. If it weren't for The Last of Us Part 2 appearing at the end, I would have had no clue it was supposed to be Last of Us.
Oh, it was...
I was confused. I thought it was Days Gone for most of the trailer.
Yeah, that is another thing. It's weird. For as violent as Last of Us is, that trailer... I'll admit, I was one of the people who thought that, oh, so this is a new Days Gone Past trailer.
Just Days Gone.
It's still gonna be better. Why? Because instead of Laura Bailey this time plays a main character, so obviously that game is gonna be much better than this one.
Pedro, well, as the Whips established recently, this game sucks anyway because it's a total rip-off, right?
yeah, basically. Yesterday, me and Shiroy for our BritFix channel watched a film called The Devil's Playground, which came out 3 years before this game.
Not enough in this.
Let him finish. Oh.
Go ahead.
And Pedro, stop me if you've heard this before. A bunch of scientists mess up an experiment and mess up a drug that causes everyone that's taken the drug to turn into zombies.
Resident Evil.
And eventually it spreads all around all of London and eventually the UK.
If anything, that's...
Yes. Hang on, I still haven't finished yet.
Go on.
And the only possible hope anyone has is this young woman who is immune to the effect.
Children of Men.
The goddamn Resident Evil movie!
Not to mention Children of Men, Webs. I mean, those tropes have been around for decades. It's not...
Yes, Shiri?
Anyway, hold on. Let me just keep bringing it back to this game, because I really love... this is one of the best examples of Neil's dark sense of humor.
Also, Danny Dyer is no Troy Baker.
Fresh air.
Look at here. Look at this.
Troy Baker.
Trying to be.
Warning: infected. Do not open.
Oh, what have you done that beforehand?
Too bad we came in through the back door. That's
Come on, let's go.
irony.
But, yeah, so wait. So, Joel has a new voice actor for the sequel?
No, you're mistaking it.
We're on about that movie we just saw. Basically,
Joel is now voiced by Danny Dyer.
but yeah, it was crap, and And honestly, for the premise it had, it looked really, really cheap.
You know what that reminds me of? A movie called 28 Days Later, which is pretty much in London, I think, also. And then
You've seen it?
I've heard of it thanks to TV jokes, but yeah, that's
So yeah, probably
it comes to mind.
As
Anyway,
it-
go on, Pedro.
as it's probably implied by the long length of this particular. Oh, hold on.
When I was with Henry, I took out a couple of infected by myself. You'd be proud.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So when do we get to the plot twist? That
So,
it turns
sorry,
out that-
sorry, Ellie. Not the ice is not quite melting just yet. Anyway,
Oh, and
hold on, Des.
sorry, you go on and I'll address something.
One of the cool things about this game, in compared to say the Uncharted games, for example, is how this game, since it's much more heavy with its story than the Uncharted games tend to be. At least the previous ones. 4 was, of course, more heavy on story than the previous 3 games. But the point is, this game likes a lot to have these moments where it slows down and you just spend some time with the characters like this. For example, we get to see these two talk.
Asked him to take me to the Fireflies.
Anyway, I was just going to say, Devil's Playground is quite possibly the stupidest scientist I've ever seen.
Okay, Debs,
Basically,
but we're like watching this, and that's kind of off topic. So
Don't worry. I'll it's only brief. Basically, when everyone's infected, they don't put the infected in isolation, and the results are what you'd expect.
who the hell wrote that? A retard?
Apparently, an Italian British actor.
So
Okay.
it's
What
the
does
best of you and Teos' worlds.
what's Teo's comment on that?
We haven't told him yet.
Yeah, too.
Oh, goody.
When we do, oh boy.
What was this place?
It was,
Tio.
it's pretty obviously a low budget film anyway, so.
You know,
Yeah,
poor
they
Tio, I mean,
probably wasted they probably wasted 3/4 of the budget spending the money to film in London.
you know, out of all of our nationalities, I don't think we've really seen a good Italian thing.
Pizza.
Well, Teo himself said
I'm
that.
talking about commentary.
Teo himself has said that his country is so prone with shitty filmmakers, so it's not like even Teo himself says it. So it's not like it's expected, I guess.
Which
Could
is
you
a
imagine
shame
the
because we
Italian
even
version
saw,
of this?
You know, it's a shame because we even saw a good Portuguese movie.
Yeah, crap movie.
I can't believe that a good movie is called crap movie.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the whole thing, Joe. But like I've said, my country's culture is very fueled by humor, and we love that kind of stuff. Like to give you an idea, Jova, I've actually shown an episode of a Portuguese soap. Briefly to Dwibs and Shiroi here, and they themselves commented exactly on what I was expecting them to react to. Like, the dialogue is quite more sarcastic and humorous than ours. So yeah, that's how it is, Shiroi. That's how Portugal is. We just love humor is just a primary foundation of our entertainment in general.
Oh my
Ours
god.
is really depressing.
Oh my god. So you're telling me that Portugal cracked the code of soap operas in that, you know, with how silly soap operas are, maybe making them comedies might actually get people to respect.
Well, it's not so much that they're comedies, Jova. Okay, I have a gun. You
Not so
loot,
much-
I shoot. I will shoot.
Okay. Comedies was probably a bad word, and more so that they actually have more self-aware.
The dialogue is wittier. I think that's the best way to put it. The dialogue is much more like there's a lot more sarcastic jokes. There's a lot more interplay and stuff like that. Whereas the soap operas outside of my country, from what I've seen at least, tend to be a bit too melodramatic for their own good.
I know, right?
Yeah, like recently, where one of our soaps ripped off Misery.
Right.
But
Again?
everyone's
No.
One of these days I have to.
Everyone's ripped off Misery, though.
One of these days, sure, I have to show you that movie. By the way, since I think you'll love that movie.
Misery?
Crap,
Oh yeah.
crap movie.
That too, yeah.
I'm armed, no trespassers. So yeah, this entire town, as you can see, has been pretty much completely deserted because people have either been killed by infected or outright killed themselves because they couldn't handle it.
Either that, or it was such a shitty town. It was deserted long before the zombie
Hold on.
outbreak happened.
Barricaded themselves in their homes, and supplies started running low.
Yep,
Uh-oh.
That's when you saw what people are really capable of.
they're going on about. Keep that in mind for later, everybody. And then you saw what people are capable of when the zombie outbreak first, of course, as expected, people's true colors started showing up, and this will be relevant later on in the story as well.
It's one of the key points
You're
to...
gonna want to stay away from those.
Wait, the
It's not
dogs?
like it is in the zone. These are
Yeah, there are still some dogs out there. No, there are not many, but there are. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
What is
Oh,
this?
I love this dialogue here.
This is an ice cream truck.
An ice cream truck?
Yeah, Henry told me about these. They sell ice cream out of the truck.
What? No way. Joel?
How sheltered have you been,
So they
girl?
can drive around and play real loud, creepy music, and kids will come running out to buy ice cream.
You're totally fucking with me.
Serious.
Man, you lived in a strange time.
Irony.
Yeah, I know. You lived in this time when you actually had electricity as a regularity.
I love how good Neil is at ironic humor. Like Ellie literally telling Joel, "You lived in a really weird time." You guys.
All we need to make it complete now is have it turn out that Ellie is in fact a clone of Joel who has been
Jova,
sheltered this whole time.
Human cloning.
Jova, you've been reading Marvel comics too much for your own good.
Ah, there you go. Pedro got the reference.
Well, that reference is so completely obvious and on the nose. I mean, how could I not get it?
Well, it fits so much because of the movie Logan, which is kind of like a live-action Last of Us.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, Joe, I thought it was. I think Logan's quite possibly the most literal of a comic book adaptation you could get when
The
you
only-
actually use a comic book.
For as
no
awesome
joke,
as that
no
movie
joke.
is, I'm still a bit sad that because of it, we'll never get Hugh Jackman in the Last of Us movie, because Hugh Jackman would have been so perfect to play Joel.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying that Logan's the reason he won't be playing?
Well, I
Joel?
kind of doubt Hugh would agree to do a movie that's basically almost the same as as Logan. Honestly, I don't.
Pedro. Never underestimate a man who is willing to do half the stuff he did in a movie like Pan.
I guess.
Like, okay, let's be honest. Who here could have imagined Hugh Jackman doing a role like Blackbeard?
Oh, hold on. Is it now?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
Break when we get to the radio tower.
You know,
This particular dart in target right here, like if you stand around and long enough, you actually see that the kids will actually start playing with this, and it's a really funny scene that you can. Yes, go.
Pedro.
Yes, Dibs?
In this game, do zombies have a weakness to water?
No. What do you think this is? What do you think this is? Science?
Because the zombies in the film we watched have a weakness to water.
No, as far not that we learn at least.
And considering it's set in the UK, that's mind-bogglingly stupid, because it rains 24/7 here.
Okay. It sounds like you're prepping us for an eventual.
Honestly,
film
that sounds a little
commentary of
more.
this movie.
Honestly, that sounds more like a Signs ripoff than a Last of Us ripoff.
Again, it's not a rip-off, it came 3 years before.
I know, but like I said, Dibs, those tropes that you described, they've been around in fiction for so many decades, so it's not like it's
It's called sarcasm.
true. All right,
Yeah.
Survivor's Note.
Factual sarcasm.
Yes.
All right, Dibs, read.
One open door, that's all it took. One of us forgot to close the door and a horde of those monsters entered our camp. We shut them in there and wrote a warning on the outside, because we're idiots. Susan and a couple of the kids are with me. As far as I know, we're the only survivors. I had to hold Susan so she wouldn't run back in there, go back for the bodies. It's just too dangerous. She lost her children and I have no clue what to say to her. Every part of my being just wants to give up. It'd be so easy to surrender to this world. I can't do that though. I have too much faith in humanity and stuff.
So yeah, he decided to still hold his ground and try to see if he can find eventually some people, but yeah.
Let's hope he got away.
Yeah, wait, Ish? Oh, so the survived series of unfortunate events are migrated to here.
Oh look, it's a safe. Basically, if you explore well enough, you should be able to find the combination, and you'll get a nice little reward.
Book reference, by the way. We don't see this Ish character until the final one.
Ooh, a matchbook. Let's see. 8/21/36.
It's a code.
Sounds like a combination to me.
Yeah, we're going to come across a safe later on in the game, and when we access it, we can get cool weapons.
Oh, arrows.
Nice.
Can you set the arrows on fire and fire them?
No, this is not Legend of Zelda. No fire
Oh,
arrows.
fuck.
Oh, look, a computer.
That doesn't work, probably.
Well, yeah, considering there's probably no electricity even. Anyway, time to open the save, see what's in it. Ooh, a mini shotgun. And some parts. Cool. There it is.
Although, guys, the computer can come in handy for one thing. You see, we're not cavemen. We have technology. We'll use the computer to bash their brains in.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
there
like
you go.
that episode. It's like that episode of SpongeBob where Patrick tries to use the computer to get rid of the paper on the dollar bill.
Now they're actually going to
When he
compete.
bashes it.
Now they're actually going to compete in darts. Let's see who wins.
Oh my god, it's Bullseye.
Throw it.
There was a game show here in the UK called Bullseye about darts.
Was it?
We'll make game shows about anything,
Of course.
All right, get out of here. You're getting cocky.
even American stuff at times. Sometimes successful, like Funhouse or Wheel of Fortune.
Clearly got destroyed.
Other times not, like Jeopardy.
Ah,
Yeah, okay.
who's playing the clarinet?
Not me.
Guz really likes the. And yeah, you can try it yourself.
All right, Joel.
Ah.
180.
Kids can just be kids again.
Let's go.
Wishful thinking, Harry.
Yeah. Also, wow. So Joel's good with a gun, but he's crap at aiming darts.
Well, the thing is, it's one thing to shoot. It's two different processes because aiming a dart requires a lot more eye-to-eye coordination and aiming skills than a gun. Because with a gun, you're actually literally pointing from the straight end of the gun. Granted, I'm not an expert, but I think it's a different process in terms of the mind processing the aspect of it.
Okay.
Our minds are much more complex than just if you can do this, then you can do that as well.
Oh yeah. While nothing much is going on at the moment, I've been recording the Getaway recently, and Pedro. Remember when we commentated on the movie Getaway and how we got fed up? How we got fed up halfway through because of all the police chases every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was that one good moment, that one good scene with the first person.
Hold on, pun.
It was too cheesy.
A joke about pizza.
Too cheesy.
It's too cheesy. Ha ha.
What did the green grape
Guess
Hold
what
on,
happens
Dibs.
in the game?
Breathe, you idiot.
Ha.
Get it? Because he was purple in the face.
Oh.
Anyway, guess what happens in the game, The Getaway?
Is that first person view of a car chase?
No, we're constantly chased by the police every 5 minutes.
Well, I would hope that the game can at least make that entertaining.
What were the driving controls in there?
That's so dumb.
Is there an interesting story?
That depends on your definition of interesting. We'll get to that when we get to it, but I'll just say it right now. The guy who wrote and directed that and improved himself massively when he did LA Noire.
Wow. Great
Yeah,
small beginnings.
LA Noire and The Getaway have the same writer-director.
Kind of a shame that LA Noire had all those development issues, but that's better saved for the commentary of LA Noire.
Yeah. Hell, even an actor from The Getaway cameos in LA Noire.
Oh, nice.
Well, I first recognised it when I saw the SGB LP of that game.
Keen.
Yes, because I was playing 18-rated games back in 2002 when I was...
Alright, shit's about to hit the fan, so let's go.
Oh, great. I was about to say, if I squint really hard, it seems like just your average, good old, normal day.
Yeah, that's what I like. Like I've said before, like one thing that I like about this game is that despite its dark atmosphere and themes, it's still a very colorful game.
Oh boy.
Doesn't fall into Naughty Dog never falls into the boring grayish color scheme trap, fortunately.
Before you start, I need you
And even when there is grey, there's usually a reason for it.
to go around.
Yeah.
I can't get
Alright, so
Nice,
unfortunately there's a sniper at the end of the street. Literally. a sniper at the end of the street. I love how ironic it is to when you say that. Anyway, yeah. So the idea here is you have to try your best to move all across the city and try to attack the sniper from behind. Fortunately, every time the weapon only has space for one shot at a time, which means after he shoots he has to recharge, which means that's extra time you have to move on. So basically, every time you hear a shot, the sniper rifle, that's a couple seconds you have to move in front of his trajectory, because since he's busy recharging the gun, obviously he cannot shoot you. So obviously, it's a good example of paying good attention to when he shoots, and of course it's not just the sniper. There's also other hunters out here, so be sure to be careful.
Fight where you have to avoid...
that guy, like this guy over here.
Hide in the house, see if that helps. Funny. Oops.
Crap, that one flew right over your head.
That's exactly why he said it. He knew that guy was there.
Yeah. I wish there was a cellar there. Yeah, you just said that, mate. You know, just hide in the cellar if there is one.
Notice how Joel's blood is splattered on the wall there. Was splattered on the wall that I was.
That's nice detail, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually kind of sad that I won't be getting Last of Us Part 2, considering the kind of genre it is. But yeah,
that's okay.
There's always this playthrough.
That's okay, Dwebs. That's what I'm here for. Oh fuck!
Ow.
Yeah,
that's another thing. He'll shoot you through the windows, so you also have to be careful of the windows. But go ahead, Joel.
I was about to say, this is like a more extensive version of the pinstripe boss fight from Crash Bandicoot. Hiding behind cover each time when he reloads.
Oh god, hey Jeremy, could you imagine if for some reason Naughty Dog put the Japanese pinstripe theme in here?
That would be quite an interesting reference.
Which is funny. The tracks, the Japanese tracks have the weird thing of being decent pieces of music, but they're used for the wrong context.
Yeah.
And pale in comparison to the original.
Well, there you go. Well, to be fair, we know the reason for that. The guy had like one day to do all the tracks. Like Cortex's one again is fine. It just didn't really belong in that boss fight. Pinstripes, they should have switched. They should have had like that could have been a future boss fight theme for Ripperoo, not Pinstripe.
I know, right? All right, so let's see if that smart aleck can spot us. Dang it!
Ow!
It's a good thing I'm playing on easy mode for the sake of making the recording process easier for myself. Because if you're playing on realistic difficulty mode, one shot is all it takes for you to die. So you better be careful.
Yeah.
Wouldn't give for a dash ability.
Yeah, we use that golf club.
We do, Jova. You can press L2 to run.
Well, I mean, a really fast dash ability that would actually possibly allow you to evade like 1 or 2 bullets from the sniper.
You know what I'd love? If Joel shot the guy pretended to fall down dead, and while Joel was caught unawares, the sniper shot him and killed him.
That would be clever.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, I've never actually seen that done in a movie before.
I think
I
have.
If I ever become a film director, that's what I'll do.
Nice. Gotta say, these wrecked cars are pretty resilient against those really strong bullets.
Oh well.
And so is this wood.
Maybe that guy just has really crap bullets.
I guess you can only have so much attention to detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, if you do it too much, you'll wind up the game risking getting frustrating.
Forgot. I think there's a notable game that actually does run into that problem. I can't remember the name though.
What was in it?
I really can't remember. I think I saw like a review of it once.
It's one of those things. Of course, it's the equivalent of screenwriting, except game for game. Fuck.
Oh,
there you go.
wow.
There you go. There's the blood there again. Like I really love that detail there. But anyway, it's like in the equivalent of a screenwriting. Like in the same way that I don't think a writer should spend too much rereading his script, trying to find plot holes to cover. It's the same thing where I don't think attention to detail is nice, of course, but the developer should focus primarily on the core of the game rather than trying to have.
I love how that guy was just walking slowly towards you.
There you go. Well, remember, the only weapon he had was a cocktail Molotov, so obviously
And he just ran through the flames.
they didn't notice me.
Oh my god, that guy's still walking?
Apparently not. Oh,
Huh, maybe not.
there we go. Come on, assholes.
If I were playing this game, I would just ran at him. That would get me killed.
That
wouldn't it?
doesn't seem like... Yeah, probably.
I get the feeling you would like the War for Cybertron games, Dwibs, because when you're in vehicle mode, you can actually dash into enemies and knock them out.
Speaking of that, Joe, I kind of wish I was I was the one doing the LA Noire playthrough.
Why?
Because I could just drive into stuff and,
Isn't that's what you had GTA 5 for?
but it's fun doing it when you're the police because they won't expect it.
I might do some of that for your sake.
Thank you, Jada.
Although remember, Dwibs, sometimes it can affect the endings you get.
Or driving recklessly.
Well, yeah, that's actually a thing about LA Noire. It's like,
fuck.
well, depending on how well you solve the case and may or may not cause damage, unnecessary damage around, that can affect your score and the different endings you get.
Alright, recharge. There we go.
You know, but that'd be interesting if the ending of LA Noire changes depending on how well and how well behaved the police officer Cole was throughout the game.
Now, yeah, that's a good point. If the ending itself could have actually varied based on that.
Yeah, like
Not a fan of that, of the ending of that game.
Basically, the issue with the game's story happens right at the end of the third desk you play.
See,
Oh, it's one
the
of
real-
those multi-disc games?
No, desk, not disc.
Oh, desk. Okay.
Yeah. Let's just say, I really don't like stories that make the protagonist a dick just for the sake of trying to make him more well-rounded than just being the pretty boy good cop. I won't spoil what happens, but and it's actually kind of speculated that part of the reason for that ending was because of the troubles in development, and some people theorize that ending was made the way it was out of spite.
Really?
So they sabotaged their own game.
That actually wouldn't surprise me.
It won't be the
considering
first
some of
time an artist does that, sadly.
No. Well, that's the thing, Pedro. Whenever you do that, you risk damaging everything. And funnily enough, the studio that developed LA Noire went bust shortly after it was released.
Yep, karma.
So yeah, basically, the moral of the game's development is don't just spite people just because you got screwed over. Otherwise, you'll end up not only having your whole company closed down, but effectively blacklisting you from the industry, as Brandon McNamara should have known.
And may sadly doom hopes for a sequel, but we may or may not be able to get a sequel, hopefully.
Because my reckoning is Rockstar are putting out the game on modern gen consoles, both to hopefully give us a more stable version of the game. I'm not saying it wasn't stable, but it should hopefully run better, and also to test the waters of whether there's demand for an LA Noire 2.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, funnily enough, the guy who made LA Noire was originally making a spiritual successor to both The Getaway and LA Noire called Whore of the Orient. Apparently meant to be set in China, but it got cancelled because, well, he ran out of funds and they couldn't afford to make it. And apparently, age over. Apparently, being a dick to your developers gets you nowhere.
Yeah, it really didn't. Also, the title, Whore of the Orient.
Oh, it's kind of like it just reminded me of something. There was that, like Donna Burke. For those who don't know, Donna Burke is the woman who sang the theme songs for both Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker and one of the theme songs from Phantom Pain. Recently, Konami has apparently been trying to silence her in some way in social media, and she even was responded to Konami with a sarcastic tweet saying something like, "I'm sorry, Konami. If let me get the actual tweet so I can."
Sure.
Konami are like the poster boys for burning bridges currently in the games industry.
You know what's weird though? Apparently, Konami switched to mostly just making mobile games now is actually working.
Oh, you know what? Oh, actually, speaking of that, guess what, Dwibs? Bad news for you. Metal Gear Survive is an always online game, even in single player.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Even in single player?
Yes.
What?
Okay, if it's okay, I understand always online if it's like an MMO or an exclusively otherwise
that's the point of an MMO.
or otherwise a multiplayer game isn't quite an MMO, but you have to be online for it anyway. Yeah, so in that case, it's fair enough.
It would suck, but yeah, I guess it would make sense in multiplayer. Online is the only feature there.
But Command and Conquer 4, SimCity, the SimCity reboot, and now Metal Gear Survive.
Like, seriously, doesn't Metal Gear Survive actually also have a story?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does have a single player mode. However, the explanation that they gave is that apparently both the single player and the multiplayer modes share rewards or some shit like that, and items that can be used in both stuffs. That's their justification, even though it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well,
wow.
In Splatoon, like, what you earn in story mode can be used in online mode. I don't understand.
Shiro, you're asking Konami to act logically.
Hell, what about Bomberman R, that game on the Switch, which has clear content in and outside the campaigns and is perfectly able to be playable without being online?
Let me get the actual link, might as well, so you guys can read it yourselves.
Like, oh my god, Konami, you were actually getting some people to talk nicely about you with Bomberman R, and you actually respecting that some of your other franchises exist without using Pachinko, and now you're doing this? It's like, do you just want to try and kill off any reason for you to have console games?
Depending on the time of year, Konami's run by different people.
Yeah, but again, that makes no sense. Online only for a single campaign player game.
There's there's the link in case you guys want to read it.
It's like, look, mobile games are one thing with the occasional online only, and that doesn't always excuse them. But mobile games you at least can kind of expect, since I guess with their resources they're running. But console games, that is always going to be a bad idea.
My guess is Jova.
Unless it's an MMO.
My guess is Jova. They want to make sure the game is very easily DRMable for them.
Wow, really? You know, you'd think they'd do what most companies would do and realize that ain't flying. I mean, yeah, companies have tried. It's never succeeded.
Just do what Ubisoft have done in some of their games. Make it so that if you're playing a pirate version of the game purposefully bugs out or interrupts your progress all the time by saying buy the proper copy, you pleb.
Yeah.
That's effective.
Yeah. Remember, fun is infinite.
Anyway, there you go, guys. This is the house where the sniper is in, so we're going to try to surprise him from behind.
Long last.
I can see you down there.
This entire set piece also serves as the climatic ending of the spring arc.
Of course.
So, wait, it's the spring arc. So aside from the bloater zombies, this would be the other equivalent this game has of a boss battle. So what's going to happen to our buddies then?
What do you mean our buddies?
The two people we've been traveling with.
Oh, that. Well, you'll see.
I just shot that guy in the head from behind.
That might have alerted people. Unless you had a
silencer.
Yeah.
Pedro, can you get? I've forgotten if I've asked before. Can you get silencers in this game?
Nope. If you did ask, I don't remember, but no, you cannot.
Well,
Well, the thing is, Dwebs, if this game, remember, this is a much more stealth-oriented game, so having a silencer on your guns would basically render a lot of the stealth sections mute. So,
but what if I don't want to do stealth?
too bad, Dwebs. This is a stealth game, for the most part.
Stealth or survival games really do
Like I said,
ask that you try and be more patient with your ammo.
like I said in the beginning of this playthrough, this game is basically an amalgamation of MGS3 and Uncharted. All right, not in here. Oh, look, another computer.
See, these guys have technology.
Hack into the Matrix.
He's not around. He's not in here, so I'm guessing he's on the top floor.
Of
All right.
course, is on the top floor.
To the top floor. Come out, wherever you are.
Any idea, Shirai?
All right, so the door on the other side was locked, so let's see if we can get through here. He has to be around here somewhere.
Because you imagine if someone like the irate
Oh,
gamer played.
should be there. Look at that. That's the perfect spot for a sniper to be at, so should
Unless
be.
that's what he wants us to think.
Oh, crap, it's a trap!
Aha!
Yeah. There you go.
Clever.
Fuck your
Not
trap.
clever enough.
Take that, Assassin's Creed character. Or Watch Dogs, or whatever.
Alright, now we're the sniper.
I have the gun now.
Alright, so now Ellie, and yeah.
So how
Okay.
did they know it was safe to go? I wonder?
Harry, Sam, and Ellie are now trying their best to get in here with me. The problem is there are hunters coming in trying to kill us. So while Harry,
What are you doing? You're shooting at us.
so Harry's trying to shoot them, and since I have a sniper here, I can help him. And you have infinite ammo during this sequence, so shoot away and don't worry.
Boss, what are you doing?
Let's just say there's been a change in upper management.
Damn it!
Come on, guys.
Bricks taking over. Go on.
All right. Oh, there's one. There we go.
I love how you're aiming at their crotches.
I guess he aims to please.
Pedro, I know people say keep your eye on the ball, but that's not what they meant.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing, Dwebs. In this game, this particular gun that I'm using kills everybody in one shot, so I don't have to aim at their heads like I usually do. So.
Pedro, you're such a dick.
because you would definitely not be tempted to do this if you were playing this section, would you? Sure.
No, I'd just shoot their asses.
But yeah, because that's much better.
Yeah, because that's so much better.
But
Oh
hey,
shit! Tank!
It'd be the most extreme form of slapping you on the ass.
Well, my sniper rifle that I'm using is good, not quite fit to fight a tank, so this is gonna be a problem.
There's gotta be a weak point.
So basically what Pedro was trying to do there, he was trying to fire into the hole the bullets come up from in the tank to blow it up.
Unfortunately, that would require some of the most amazing microscopic aim ever. That is, I'm pretty sure it's humanly impossible. So no. The key.
That guy from X-Men Origins who has great aim.
The key to this section is you have to kill all of the hunters around the tank. Eventually, when there's no one else left, the hunter controlling the tank will get out on his own to try to throw cocktail molotovs at them, and that's your chance to hit him. He's not coming out, so there must be some. Oh, there we go. There he is.
Hey, yeah. Shoots him before he throws his cocktail.
Smart. He's not actually coming out. He's throwing them without leaving. Come on, asshole. Come on. There. Okay.
Oh, that was glorious.
Shit. Oh, that was intense.
Yeah.
You alright,
And then Joel betrayed them and shot the three of them.
Thanks, Joel.
Yeah, what happens if you try and shoot at them?
You can't because this game operates on no friendly fire logic.
We did
That
it.
sucks. That could have been an alternate ending, you know. If you shoot the two guys traveling with you, Ellie will be cold for the view.
Oh crap!
Ah, God!
Zombies.
Henry!
Oh my God, were you zombies just waiting until we were done with the hunters?
My guess is, Jova, they heard the gunshot, so they came towards here.
You sure?
How cute.
Come on, come
Because
on.
remember, a lot of the zombies operate very much on hearing, so.
Hey, how come we can hear?
It's for the sake of convenience, Dibs. For this, I know it's technically illogical, but rule of engagement, honestly.
It's like that scene. It's like that scene from the extended edition of Return of the King, where they can where Saruman can somehow talk with the Fellowship from way up high on that tower.
Oh, crud.
No.
Clickers!
I guess it just clicked.
All
for
right,
them now.
there's way too many of them, so yeah, let's just run away.
Run away, run away.
You're okay.
Still here. Anybody hurt?
No, we're good.
I think it's time we quit this place. Come on.
Let's go.
Yeah, press pause and quit.
Ah,
And now the main theme a bit.
haha, they'll never think to look for us behind the fence.
Love Gus's guitar. Really looking forward to his work for the sequel.
It's Tommy's birthday, and that's all he wanted to do is just rent 2 Harleys and drive cross country.
And then they got stuck in a crap game called Ride to Hell Retribution.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
That's a fate worse than getting turned into a zombie here.
It's good. Real good.
Being stuck playing Ride to Hell for the rest of your life.
No.
Come on, man.
that's
Living
fine.
inside.
You know
Oh
what?
crap.
You two deserve a little privacy.
No, Ellie. This isn't just any regular
Gonna
motorcycle.
ring you
okay?
two.
You get on that bad boy, you feel that engine? Nothing like it.
Oh, yeah? How would you know?
Seen it in my dreams.
Welcome to our playthrough of Gran Turismo.
I get the feeling that guy never got to have a proper childhood.
Obviously,
I don't think anyone.
Yeah, he never played Gran Turismo. The poor.
he looks
fella.
he looks like he's 30, around that age, and 30 something. And the apocalypse and the apocalypse started 20 years ago. So obviously he was around 10 when it happened. So obviously, yeah.
Oh,
Safe
so
to
the
say,
same
those two
age
have
Bruce
officially
Wayne was
moved
when
in.
he lost his parents.
What are you doing?
Taking stock of all the food we found today.
I see. And how are we doing on canned peaches?
Did Henry send you?
I found every time
Why would
that
Henry
when
send me?
when I saw canned peaches,
fucking up
I
somehow.
thought back to series of unfortunate events
I'd
because
say we all
those
did
canned
pretty
peaches are a bit in the book and
Especially you.
the TV show too.
All right, now we're gonna get a really good dialogue between these two.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Liar.
Okay. Well, have a good night.
How is it that you're never scared?
Who says that I'm not?
What are you scared of?
Let's see. Scorpions are pretty creepy. Being by myself. I'm scared of ending up alone.
Keep that in mind.
Scared I'll be the last of us.
Keep that in mind. She has abandonment issues. Keep that in mind for later.
Those things out there. What if the people are still inside? What if they're trapped in there without any control of their body?
That's a good point.
Scared of that
That's
happening.
horrifying to think about.
Okay.
The sad
First
thing
of
is
all,
that we're
we're
doing them a
teaming
favor as
Maybe
far
we'll
as
help
we
each other
know.
out.
Yeah,
Second,
I can speak for others, but if I wasn't,
might
even if
have a lot
I
of people
still
infected.
technically existed in the zombie's body, I would have wanted someone to shoot me because that's, god damn it, I wouldn't want to live like that. Even
Moved on.
That was
with
one
their
of the
family.
few good things that
Like in heaven.
Resident Evil movie did.
Do you think that's true?
That was one of the few good things one of
I
the
go back
characters in
and
the
forth.
movie me and Dude watched it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to believe it.
But you don't.
I guess not.
deep down, Ellie doesn't really believe it that
Me neither.
they're still alive somewhere in there.
Oh,
It's
On a
probably
serious
best
note-
not to believe they're alive in there anyway.
It would just make you feel miserable.
Yeah, we have near defense
Oh,
and
look!
stuff like that.
Oh look, we got an Autobot toy.
Oh my god, is that
Alright.
an extra
I'm
transformer?
pooped.
No, I'm pretty sure Hasbro would sue if it
See you
was.
tomorrow.
Maybe it's Voltron.
Oh,
Oh crud. Oh crud,
So
oh
that-
crud,
so-
oh crud, oh crud, oh crud, oh crud, oh crud.
So that's why he was asking that question.
Well, tragedy is about to ensue.
Well, considering the kind of world we live in, that's inevitable.
Where's Sam?
I'll let him sleep in for once.
Oh,
Maybe we should continue to let Sam sleep in.
Yeah, maybe if he. What if he isn't sleeping?
Sam?
Yeah, this isn't gonna go well, is it?
No.
Shit, he's turning!
Oh boy.
That's my fucking brother!
He's not your brother anymore, mate.
Well, Dwebs, when in these times people panic and cannot think rationally, sadly.
Oh, he shot his brother.
Ellie, are you alright?
Oh my god.
Sam?
Oh no.
Sam?
Uh-oh.
Calm down, Harry.
I know this
Henry.
was bad. But
Calm down, Harry.
It was necessary.
Get that gun from me, okay? Oh, okay, easy.
It's your fault.
This is nobody's fault, Henry.
It's all your fault!
Henry!
Uh,
Henry, no!
Yeah.
Oh.
what a
Well.
happy ending for a chapter.
Well, he probably. Well, his brother was the last person he had, so I guess at this point he just lost his will to live. I can understand it because if I was stranded with no one but say my brother and my brother died in that regard, I probably couldn't handle either.
You know, I've forgotten if in the UK version that said autumn instead of fall, because, you know, differences.
I can't speak for this game, Dwebs, but Uncharted Lost Legacy has two different English languages to choose from, English and English UK, so maybe?
Yeah, I guess. And apparently, this game got a Japanese version, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
So you exclusively call it autumn because we call
Well,
it
Sony's a
fall
Japanese.
and autumn.
Well, Sony's a Japanese company, so that's not surprising.
Well, apparently they had to. Apparently, when they were releasing Crash in Japan, they really had to convince the Sony executives that it had potential.
Indeed.
Alright then.
See you for the next
for the-
rest of where we start the summer arc.
All right, see ya.